What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel, Panda here, and today I have another video for Knighthood. I know I've been gone for a little while, guys. I had some family stuff go on, but I am back to the grind. I'll be making content for this week. Don't you forget it. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell notification so you guys can see when my content goes live. But anyways, let's get into the video. Today, I want to talk about heroes. Alright, so in my beginner tips and trick guide, I talked about a couple different heroes that I thought were worth grabbing early on and kind of like basic combat ideas of how to properly proceed in combat. Well, I have played the game a bit more. I have gotten some more heroes. I've leveled some heroes up. And I think, a pretty decent understanding for heroes you should focus on in the early game for sure. I believe just past, just into the third area. So this is kind of only including the first, the second area, and some of the stores that you can get stuff for that I'm going to talk about today. So the first hero I want to talk about is Titania. Now, Titania you get a little bit later on in the game. If you come up here to where you could see you get it from a hunt in Highguard called Highport. Again, you can do this 5 times a day, just like any other hunt. I recommend farming this 5 times a day. Okay, 5 times a day, farm her hunt. And I'm going to explain why. Titania is the only character that I've seen so far that has survivability on both skills. Her basic skill has a chance to regenerate as well as healing health or armor, 199 to 219 at my current level. And her rage ability, Lunar Light, has a chance to protect, making you take 25% less damage for 3 turns, as well as also healing 481 to 588 health or armor. Guys, this is really, really, really strong, okay? I'm going to explain why. Guild boss. I don't know about you, but for me, early game, my problem was survivability. I couldn't survive long enough. Right? So I have found that bringing Titania allows you to stay alive quite easily. You're able to Fey gift yourself, get yourself some health or armor back, and apply regenerate. If you get into the low actual health bars, you can heal some of that health up at the end of your turn. And if you use your rage right, which you should be, because as we know, Gauntlet is strong versus armor. So if you're fighting an armor unit like Dogon, for example, the first guild boss, you should be using your Rage Gauntlet to punch through his armor, because you should be doing more damage with your armor than your weapon until you get to the regular health that is, okay? And you should be able to get your Rage built up pretty quickly to apply this Protect. As long as you can apply this Protect every 3 turns, you'll be able to survive quite easily, okay? I also want to go into her star levels. As you can see, once she gets to 2nd star, she boosts the damage or healing of this hero's power by 10%, 20% at 3 stars, 30% at 4 stars, and you have a chance to gain focus with the hero's base power. Okay, so definitely worth to star her up. I think that she's a great unit. I think she's going to be incredibly important in guild bosses in the future as well, not just now, you know, in the current state of the game, okay? But definitely Titania should be one of the units that I think you should be focusing on and doing her hunts daily. The next one I want to focus on is Inara. Now, Inara, you get pretty early on, if I remember correctly. You get her from a hunt in Highguard at Brelmere Isle. So it's not super early, but it's relatively early. And I think she's a great hero. The reason I think she's a great hero is because she has a base heal on her regular skill, that heals health or armor. It has a chance to apply Protect for 1 turn. Now, 1 turn, not that great, but the heal is fantastic. But the reason I like her the most is because of her rage ability, Sulfurous Solution. It deals 114 to 201 damage to all enemies and has a chance to burn. And like I said in my beginner's tips and tricks video, burn is, in my opinion, from what I've seen in my testing, one of the strongest damaging abilities that you can put on an enemy. Now, obviously, if you have acid or poison, that could do better in maybe some situations, but I think burn is the general strongest ability that you can use, especially when paired with one of the units I'm going to talk about in just a little bit. But Inara, when you get her to 2nd star, you increase the power boost to 20%, 10% at 2 stars, 20% at 3 stars, 30% at 4 stars, just like the others. But the rage power will also deal 50% more damage enemies that have expose. Now, if you have an AoE expose, great. If you don't, it doesn't seem like it's going to be that great. I haven't looked at all the heroes yet, so the 4-star maybe not the greatest extra ability. But if you do happen to have expose from maybe another hero or from like I keep wanting to say rune, but not a rune. The little, when you dismantle items, I'm blanking out on what they're called right now. But when you have one of those in your gear, I think some of them maybe have the chance to apply expose, kind of like you have some that can apply regenerate to yourself, things like that, okay? But definitely, I think Inara is a great early game unit because her rage skill, Sulfurous Solution, is very powerful, okay? There's 2 other units on this list that I definitely am going to recommend you work on, and that is Tristan and Zoey. The only reason I recommend you work on Tristan and Zoey is just to get them to level 17. The reason this is because currently, if I go out here to my main menu, you will see that I actually have a quest that requires me to get my Tristan and Zoey to level 17 after unlocking them. It is a side quest, and you get some decent rewards from it. You get 12, I think it's Malachite. Yeah, 12 Malachite. You get 8 of these 300 experience heroism scrolls, and you get 8 of the Valiant tomes, which allow you to rank up Valiant heroes specifically. So definitely worth to at least get them on your team and get them up to level 17. I'm assuming that there will be some heroes that have to do this in the future, but this is as far as I've gotten. So if there are other side stories that require you to level up heroes to certain levels, I would recommend doing it because side stories give you quite a bit of rewards, and it's probably going to be worth it in the long run. So the other unit I want to talk about that you should be focusing on first, not a unit I have, but it's a unit that's incredibly important, and I actually spoke about it in my beginner's tips and tricks guide as well, but I want to talk about it again today because it's that strong. So as you saw here, I clicked into the guild tab to take us to our guild screen. The game is currently frozen. I don't know what's happening. There we go. All right, so we're in the guild screen. You're going to go to your island. It's going to take you to your island where you have the guild boss. You have your place you can collect meat. I'm going to click here, go to the guild boss for visit. It takes us to this screen. Once it pops up, there we go. You can fight your guild boss here, but we want to go into the guild relic. This is the shop that you can spend your little guild currency from, the thing you get after you defeat the guild boss. Okay, you're going to come in here, and it's going to be the first thing you can purchase. Okay, the first thing you can purchase. It costs 300 of these relics, and I know you're thinking, Panda, that's going to take me forever. You only have 30. How am I supposed to get so many? Well, join a guild, do the guild bosses, get lots of damage on the guild bosses, get lots of these coins, buy Vordrai. Alright? Vordrai, it's so good. I'm going to explain to you why. His first skill, his basic skill, guys, applies burn to the entire front row. It's huge. Guys, it's huge. It's huge, okay? It applies burn to the entire front row. Now, no, it's not everybody, but it's a basic skill, which means you could do it so often. You can do it all the time. This is huge, okay? His blood magic skill, his rage skill, distributes damage across all enemies. You take 16% of the total damage to your health. I don't know 100% how that skill works. Don't know if it's very strong, but the way that I'm planning on running my units is running someone who has a rage skill that applies burn and using the rage skill to apply burn. Because if you come up here and you look at the info, 2-star gives 10% damage to boost, or 10% damage and healing to the hero's powers, 20%, 30%, 40%, and 50%. But guys, read this. Increase damage dealt by burn status effects by 100%. That's huge. Burn already does so much damage, and this right here makes it do even more damage. Now, I know you're thinking, guys, that's 6-star. That's so far in the future. Yeah, you're right. It is very far in the future, but it's something to work towards. It's something I'm going to recommend you work towards. Vordrai, and I have this on high authority, is a great unit for late game. And I think that now is the best time to get him. And even getting him just at 1 star, which you get right away. As soon as you purchase him, you get him at 1 star. right? He only takes 50 shards to unlock. When you buy him in the shop, you get 50 shards. So you'll immediately unlock him at 1 star, okay? No, it's not 6 star, but it's worth it. Pick him up. At least get him to 1 star. At least get him to 1 star. Get that burn on his basic skill. I can almost guarantee you it's going to push you so far. I can't wait to buy him and actually get to testing him. When I do get him, I will test him. Hopefully I get him before you guys go and spend your currency on him, so that I can actually test him and see if it's worth it. But I have it, like I said, on a pretty high authority that he is a great unit. Definitely worth buying him right away. Another thing I want to mention is if you're planning on going this route, there are certain charms. That's what they're called, guys. I remembered. Charms. There are certain charms that increase damage types of certain things. I'm going to go into one of them. I don't remember which one it is. It's one of these little dudes I got here. Has a charm. Here we go. So this one here is acid damage. I deal 16% additional acid damage. Guys, you can use this with burn damage and you can stack it. You can just have a complete burn comp. And I'm going to tell you from my experience, most games I play, the beginning game, you're going to progress super far with dots. Dots are a huge way to progress in games like this. So definitely, I think it's worth to invest into Vordrai, grab him, use Inara early on. Maybe you can swap to someone a little bit later who has a little bit of a better skill. But Inara, use her rage ability, and her basic ability keeps you alive. You can use Vordrai's basic ability to apply burn to the front row, and you can get a lot of damage off. Now keep in mind, when you kill the front row, the back row comes forward. I'm going to assume that back row has now become the front row, so if you use that ability, it will hit them in the front row as well once they have moved up. So keep that in mind as well. Alright guys, so the last thing I want to talk about in this video real quick is actually nothing to do with heroes. I've talked about the 3 heroes I wanted to talk about. I'll talk about more heroes in the future, maybe even do some spotlights. If you guys want to see spotlights or you want to see something about a certain hero, leave a comment down below so that I can look into that hero, possibly build that hero, and give my thoughts on that hero. So definitely leave that comment down below so that I can get that information for you. But the next thing I want to talk about, you saw it a little bit already. It's in the guild tab. You guys asked for it in my last video. I made a guild. It's called the Dojo. It's going to pop up here in a second. For some reason, LD player likes to be slow. It's called the Dojo. I already have a full guild. However, not everybody got the guild from looking at my YouTube or finding me in Discord. I would prefer to have everybody from my community in this guild. So, if you want to join this guild, join the Discord, shoot me a PM at a rescue panda, just like my name of my YouTube, okay? You can shoot me a PM, you can at me in the channel, whatever you want to do. Get in contact with me. Let me know you found me on my YouTube, okay? And if I have spots left over, I will shoot you an invite and I'll get you in the guild. All I ask for is daily activity and killing guild bosses, guys. It's not super difficult. That's all I ask for. I don't need whales, anything like that. You could be free to play. I'm okay with that. If you want to be a whale, you do you. But guys, that is the name of the guild. That is the heroes I wanted to talk about. And the last thing I want to say before I go is, oh my goodness, the last video, guys. Thank you so much to everybody who watched, liked, subscribed, commented. I'm blown away. Guys, we hit 3,500 views almost on this video. I'm pretty sure we're like at 3,500 views, actually. Something like that. I never thought that in the first week and a half of making content on YouTube again, that I would already be at 3,500 views on a video, let alone across 5 or 6 videos. So thank you so much to you guys who are playing Knighthood, who love this content. I really appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe, like this video, comment down below, join the Discord. Let's build this community. I'm so excited to make more content for you. Also, expect a second video later tonight. 7 Deadly Sins releases in about 6 or so hours from the time I'm recording this video. I'm going to have a video for 7 Deadly Sins. I'm going to be playing the shit out of it. So if you guys want to play 7 Deadly Sins, or you want to just support me in creating more content for all these games, definitely hit that like button, that subscribe button, and comment down below. And just leave me a little happy face. Say what's up. I appreciate it. But anyways, guys, that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.